Hey, how's it going? We did our project on ski area sustainability in a warming world. It's a critical analysis on the role of governments in sustainability and the application of criteria from the Green Snowflake certification to Colorado's Aspen Ski Resort. And this project is done by Zach Wallach, Austin Niles, and Christy Swagart. The outline of our presentation is as followed. We're going to start with a little bit of introduction into this whole project, and then we'll show you our thesis. And then we're going to look a little bit into the two resorts that we were comparing and using for this project, one here locally in Colorado and one abroad. Then we're going to start to look at the certification mechanism that we looked at, which was the Green Snowflake, which was a French certificate, specifically for ski areas. Then we're going to look into how the role of governance plays into ski area sustainability. Then we'll look at the best practice that we analyzed from the Green Snowflake certification. Next, we're going to look into our recommendations for Aspen Ski Resort. Then we're going to look at our conclusion, followed by we have some questions for you guys to think about.
All right, so a quick rundown on the introduction of all the elements that go into this presentation. So to start off, the ski industry is a multi-billion-dollar market across the globe. It is also known to be one of the most directly affected tourism markets by climate change due to just the constant reliance on snowfall. So our certification is the FluConvert, also known as the Green Snowflake. International best practice is regulations to reduce environmental risks due to the ski industry, with the critical lens of climate change, obviously, underneath a sub-theme of governance, politics, and management, and looking into how these bigger governing bodies can more directly affect and prevent impacts due to climate change. Our international resort is Chamonix in France, and our Colorado resort is Aspen Snowmass, located here in Colorado. Our thesis, by investigating the Green Snowflake certification, the international best practice of managing risks to the environment, and the French ski area Chamonix, who is a holder of the Green Snowflake certification, we will evaluate the implications of ski resort destinations in Colorado adopting these international best practices. We will also be assessing how managing environmental risks could improve resort destination resilience as they deal with the challenges of climate change.
So to start us off, we're going to go ahead and introduce you guys to our international ski resort. This ski resort is located in France. It's known for being one of the most sustainable resorts in France and also one of the most popular. So we are going to go ahead and give you guys a quick introduction to Chamonix.
Central European ski vacation is on your bucket list. Then ski.com. Nestled in the heart of the Alps at the base of majestic Mont Blanc, Chamonix offers some of the best skiing, nightlife, and views in the world. Chamonix sits above a glacially carved valley where it receives more than 260 inches of snow per year. Comprised of 5 ski areas with 49 lifts accessing 94 miles of skiable trails, Chamonix has terrain for every level. Beginner-friendly areas are located near the base of the mountain, while intermediate to expert skiers have endless options, including steep, off-piste terrain at 12,000 feet. If you want to explore Chamonix's vast glacial skiing, Ski.com can pair you with a professional guide who will help you get the most out of the variable terrain. As an added benefit, your Mont Blanc ski pass also grants you access to Courmayeur, Italy, and Moget, France, both of which are about 30 minutes away. Dating back 2 centuries, charming Chamonix is the ultimate European ski resort. As host to the inaugural Winter Olympics in 1928, Chamonix is brimming with alpine heritage, featuring classic Alp lodges alongside modern hotels surrounded by restaurants and boutiques. Chamonix is both timeless and trendy. The heart of the village is pedestrian-friendly and English is widely spoken. Chamonix offers an array of things to do, from exploring ice caves to perusing museums commemorating the early days of alpinism. Some of the outdoor activities include paragliding, Nordic skiing, and ice climbing. If you're looking to indulge, head to a spa for a luxurious treatment or enjoy shopping at the more than 100 stores. One not-to-be-missed experience is taking the incredible Aiguille du Midi cable car to the Mont Blanc Observatory, which offers dramatic 360-degree views of the Alps. While this is a popular activity for foot passengers, it's also the starting point of the Vallée Blanche, a famous off-piste trail where expert skiers and their guides ski 12.5 miles and more than 9,000 vertical feet back to town. Après ski culture was born in the Alps, and Chamonix's mix of everything from dance clubs and live music to upscale bars with curated wine menus make it one of the best nightlife scenes in the Alps. Whether you want to stay in an affordable chalet or an elegant century-old hotel, Ski.com offers options in Chamonix for every penchant. The quickest way to get to Chamonix is to fly into Geneva International Airport, which is an hour away by shuttle or private ground transfer. In addition to your flights, Ski.com can arrange your transportation to your accommodations and to the airport. Ski.com is your one-stop shop for great deals on everything you need for the perfect Chamonix ski vacation. Start planning now by calling a mountain vacation specialist or by booking online.
Okay, so that's our international ski resort. It's obvious that they use a lot of resources. Not only do they have ski tourism, but a lot of different destinations. Their ice caves bring in a lot of tourists. So the more tourism and the more popularity that they have, the more they're able to be a role model for sustainability in what they do. So they're really similar to Aspen Snowmass is what we're going to look at next. That's our Colorado-based practice. So we'll go ahead and pull that up. A lot of you guys might be familiar with it if you ski here now. And we'll go ahead and introduce you guys to that.
No matter what you're looking for in a ski vacation, ideal for everyone from expert skiers and luxury travelers to families and first-timers. Aspen Snowmass offers a vibrant nightlife scene, incredible terrain, and some of the finest services in ski country. Located deep in the Rockies, Aspen Snowmass's 4 mountains receive more than 300 inches of Colorado powder annually. Lifts typically start spinning in late November and continue through late April. The 4 mountains offer a combined total of more than 5,500 acres of terrain. Aspen Mountain has bumps, glades, and steeps for intermediates and experts. Aspen Highlands, known as the locals' favorite, is where the premium expert terrain can be found by hiking the famous Highland Bowl. Snowmass, the largest of the 4 mountains, offers skiers and riders of all levels tons of options, including Longshot, a 5-mile blue run. Buttermilk is a paradise for beginners, but as host of the X Games for more than a decade, it also offers a world-class terrain park that includes a 22-foot super pipe. Brimming with charm, the historic mining town of Aspen offers more than 100 bars and restaurants, plenty of gourmet dining options, world-class spas, and trendy boutiques and art galleries. When you're done making turns, you can ski right up to Ajax Tavern and enjoy a prey on the sunny deck. This classic ski town is situated directly at the base of Aspen Mountain, making it easy to get first chair even after hearing last call. If you want to be as close to the slopes as possible, look no further than Snowmass, where 90% of the lodging is ski in, ski out. Snowmass makes family ski vacations easy, thanks to amenities like the Treehouse Kids Adventure Center, a 25,000 square foot facility that houses ski school, childcare, and fun activities all under one roof. Plus, kids 6 and younger always ski free at Aspen Snowmass. Regardless of where you stay, the award-winning free bus system makes it easy for you to get between the town of Aspen, Snowmass Village, and all 4 mountains. There are a handful of options for getting to Aspen Snowmass. The most direct route is to fly into Aspen-Pitkin County Airport, which is located just a couple of miles outside the heart of Aspen and directly across the street from Buttermilk. Alternatively, you can fly into Eagle County Airport, located about 90 miles away, or into Denver International Airport, located 4 hours away. Most lodging accommodations offer a free shuttle to and from the Aspen Airport, and Ski.com can arrange a rental car or ground transfer to get you to and from either the Eagle Airport or Denver. Ski.com is your one-stop shop for great deals on everything you need for the perfect Aspen Snowmass ski vacation.
Okay, so that is Aspen Snowmass. We chose both of these because there's quite a few similarities between them both. They both offer quite a variety of levels for different skiers. I'm gonna click out of this really quick. And overall, they have a lot more than just their ski tourism. But although these videos touched on the fact that they have a lot of variety and they offer a lot of amenities, they didn't touch on how exhaustive and susceptible the ski tourism industry can be to climate change. So that's why we found it important to look into this certification, the FlowConvert Green Snowflake certification. It's a French certification originally, so that's why Chamonix really is one of the first that had it. A little bit of history and overview. The FlowConvert is a label that guarantees a mountain tourist destination is operating in many dimensions of sustainability. So a little bit further in the presentation, we'll talk about the 4 different categories of sustainability that they really operate within. Originally, the Mountain Riders Association with the Eco Guide for Mountain Resorts. So it was within this association, which is also for sustainability. In 2011, Mountain Riders partnered with more than 70 organizations, including the Foundation for Environmental Education in Europe, to enhance the expertise, knowledge, and governance in sustainable development and the certification labeling process. Why the Green Snowflake? What makes this different than any other certification, or why did we choose this? The destination must meet the criteria of 21 essential areas that analyze governance, energy, water, waste, public space, transportation, etc. So within the actual document of the FlowConvert certification, there's 21 areas that all go into depth about how a ski resort needs to be operating in terms of sustainability. So we found that the detail within this helped to make it a lot more just generally in depth and a lot more trustworthy than some of the other certifications. Some of those that hold the certification include Chamonix, the one that we're looking at, Les Rousses, also in France, and Villars in Switzerland. Visitors are also encouraged to travel more sustainably, which is important, especially in the first video. It showed that it was at least an hour for visitors just from the airport to the resort. So finding more sustainable ways to travel was really important within this certification. And just general governance and management, having more in-depth committees, everything like that we'll look into in a few slides, helped us to differentiate this certification from the others. why is something like this important in the ski industry? So the ski industry is extremely resource based by making snow. Generally, what you have land wise is what you have to work with. So, in terms of skiing, they create the snow, and if climate change creates more warming, they have to create more snow, which is really exhaustive of not only water resources but energy resources as well. It's important to emphasize proactive management to make sure that we can preserve these for the future. And it also contributes to the local economy. These ski resorts hold a lot of the local economy in the towns that they're within. So by creating certifications to ensure that they're sustainable, it helps out for future generations economically as well.
So we were analyzing a little bit of the role of government in how that affects ski resort vulnerability to climate change, and how that just affects how ski resorts can react in the face of climate change. And that is because ski resorts are unique enterprises that have like a high dependence on outside forces, two of which we're analyzing, which is government and climate change. And they're also interconnected in that government has a large role in either mitigating climate change or leaving ski resorts vulnerable to the effects of climate change. Next slide. The international best practice we looked at for this project was translated as risks for the environment, and the Green Snowflake certification describes it as the destination has identified environmental risks of its activities on natural resources and is organizing and reducing these risks. This best practice is evaluated by two indicators. They identified as having monitoring the risks with concrete criteria to monitor the risks, as well as monitoring and evaluating the biodiversity in the landscape that the ski resort is in. They say that they would want you to have concrete criteria for monitoring, like saying what you're going to monitor and how you're going to monitor it, as well as knowing the local biodiversity and having a bit of a conservation knowledge as well.
All right, so we're going to go look into some of the things that Aspen Snowmass Ski Resort has done in the terms of implementing sustainable practices into their industry specifically. So we're going to start off with a quick little video on what's Aspen done to move towards a more sustainable future.
These publishers want none of this. That's another business class I must have missed. Plus, I gotta bust a hit. Cause all the mother tricks couldn't get enough of it. Carrying my upper lip. Bury him till I come up with something quick. Lungs of a puffer fish. Varying in temperatures and aquariums. No touching this. Staying on my hustle. And here I am relying on the government. Married to the mothership. Selling kids a frontline. Dying for a custom fit. By now the oven's lit. With a lot of ideas and a dozen lists. Wasn't cut out for it though. That's why I still do a flip. Everybody jump back. Wave around your bus pass. It's the same thing. Gang burst love blast. To bring the bang off the gun rack. We're making them raps like ain't nobody done that. Everybody pump that. Play it where you stuck at. We didn't leave and they're ready for a comeback. We came
Sweet. So I hope you enjoyed that rad little video. What's important to get from that video is that Aspen as a whole really has been decent in implementing and adapting and inventing their own sustainability practices, because in the US we generally don't have as many ski resorts following the certification methods as in Europe and some other places around the world. And so in a real quick brief little rundown, in 2009 Aspen created a Save Snow, which was one of the very first campaigns of the ski industry as a whole across the globe. And it is still one of the only ones currently that has been released. Aspen Snowmass is hoping to achieve 100% renewable resource sustainability by the year 2050, which is only accomplished by only a few cities around the planet at this point. And so to start off, the We Are Different up at the top, that is a page on the Aspen website that has many links to various ways Aspen has taken action against climate change in the past and in the present. And what's cool about this is it increases environmental awareness for the entire community, not only the governing body. And so in this case, it is acting as a bit of a role model for many of the other resorts that maybe don't have the time or the resources or the funding to do their own research and do their own sustainable practices. And so sustainable energy resources to achieve 100% renewable power. And so Aspen has been very good. They've started to introduce a lot more methods, including local hydropower, and they've also begun to actually import energy from wind power in Nebraska and South Dakota, also decreasing their carbon footprint. And they've used philanthropy, advocacy, and different operation overhauls to boost many things, including climate awareness within the community, climate action, advocacy, and operations, increased diversity among the community, social justice, including education, poverty and health, and childcare, and then the engagement of stakeholders, employees, guests, and community, all of which are very important elements into the overall impact of reducing impacts of climate change. Next slide.
The recommendations that we developed for Aspen Ski Resort, we developed 3. The first of which is develop location-specific indicators to assess environmental risks. For Aspen, this would be something like monitoring snowfall, water and electricity usage, waste production, and how many visitors they're seeing. And as well as having a plan for when these limits are reached, if they've used too much water or not enough snowfall, have like a reaction to each one of these indicators, a planned reaction for each one, and have set limits so that there's like a specific time when you say this is when we're gonna take action. The second recommendation we had for Aspen is to continue to reduce their carbon footprint. We recognize that they have taken, they are leaders in North America for reducing their carbon footprint, but there's always ways to continue and continue and also to be role models for other resorts. So continuing monitoring and reporting their low carbon usage, and continue to be innovative in ways that they're going to lower their carbon usage. The third and final recommendation we have for the Aspen Ski Resort is an emphasis on education. Have educational programs for the employees on how to be sustainable when at the resort and how to just lower their personal impacts. as well as have different education for tourists, where tourists are there, what they can do to reduce their impact on the resort and on the landscape, as well as get involved in the community and have the resort be leaders in the community for sustainability and educate the community. As well as provide education for all of these people and have different sorts of have different programs of education specific for each one.
Okay, our conclusion. Aspen has both a need and a desire to move towards sustainability, as ski resorts are especially vulnerable to the outside forces of climate change and are heavily influenced by government policy. Through our analysis, we were able to identify certain suggestions towards sustainable development that could create pivotal changes in Aspen Snowmass's conversion to more environmentally conscious management. By adopting international best practices from the FlowConvert Green Snowflake certification, the resort will be able to monitor and reduce their adverse environmental practices and promote local biodiversity within the area. In an era where climate change is demanding attention, these recommendations could be the difference between a future of prosperity within the Colorado ski industry and a future laden with diminished resources and environmentally irresponsible management.
All right, so here's some questions for you guys to think about, some takeaways from our presentation as a whole. So question number 1, do you believe that ski area managers have an inherent responsibility to protect the landscapes and resources that their business operate on? Why or why not? Question number 2, why should ski resort managers be focused on preventing the effects of a warming climate? Or is a warming climate out of the resort's control, and therefore the resort should focus on being resilient to the impacts of a warming climate? Question number 3, should state and national government should be involved in incentivizing sustainable development, or should it be a consumer driven? And question number 4, skiing is already an expensive sport. Would you be willing to spend more money and more time at a resort that is sustainably certified, and how much more would you spend in those cases?
Great. Thank you guys for watching our presentation. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a good time writing about ski resorts and different stuff that we like. So thank you.